Imagine being the only man on an island filled with women. Sounds like paradise, right? Now, let's sail on an intriguing journey to a remote place where this seemingly impossible scenario became a reality. Welcome to the Pitcairn Island, a tiny speck in the vast Pacific Ocean, far removed from the hustle and bustle of modern civilization. Our story begins with the arrival of a man, the sole male inhabitant in this isolated haven, surrounded by an all-female society. His initial enthusiasm was palpable. The lush greenery, the pristine beaches, and the clear blue waters seemed to promise an idyllic life. Not to mention, the prospect of being the only rooster in the henhouse was something that sparked curiosity and excitement in him. The novelty of the situation was indeed fascinating. The women of Pitcairn, each with her unique charm and personality, welcomed him warmly. The island life, with its simple routines and peaceful tranquility, seemed to be everything he had ever fantasized about. The island was his oyster, and he was the pearl, gleaming with the intrigue of the unknown. His days were filled with laughter, camaraderie, and the joy of newfound friendships. He was, quite literally, the man of the island. But as he settled into his new life, he began to realize that being the only man on an island of women was not all sunshine and rainbows. The initial joy and novelty of the situation started to fade, replaced by a sense of unease, a feeling that something was amiss. The island, once a paradise, started to show its true colors. But as the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the man discovered that this paradise was not what it seemed. Our man first arrived on the island full of hope and curiosity. Little did he know his life was about to take an unexpected turn. The island, a remote paradise nestled in the heart of the Pacific Ocean, was home to a unique community, one composed entirely of women. Upon his arrival, the island's inhabitants welcomed him with open arms, their radiant smiles disguising the island's underlying secrets. The island, although beautiful, held an air of mystery that was both alluring and unnerving. The palm-fringed beaches and crystal-clear waters painted a picturesque image of paradise. Yet beneath this utopian facade, an unfamiliar reality lay in wait. In the early days, the man found himself captivated by the island's charm and the warmth of its residents. He was embraced into the fold, invited to partake in the community's daily activities. He helped with fishing, engaged in the island's traditional dances, and indulged in the exotic fruits the island generously offered. The women, each with their distinct personalities and stories, added color to his life, making each day an adventure. In his initial interactions with the women, he found a sense of camaraderie and unity. They worked together, laughed together, and shared stories under the starlit sky. The island seemed to operate on a rhythm of its own, a harmonious balance of work and leisure, of give and take. The man felt a sense of belonging, a feeling he had been longing for. However, as the days passed, a sense of unease began to creep in. The man felt an invisible boundary, a line he was not allowed to cross. The smiles that once seemed welcoming now felt forced. The conversations that once flowed freely now seemed guarded. The sense of community he once felt gradually began to feel more like a cage. However, as the man settled into his new life, he began to realize that he was not just a guest but a prisoner in paradise. As the man adjusted to his new life, he quickly realized that being the only man on an island full of women was not as idyllic as it seemed. The initial euphoria of his unique situation gradually began to fade. The man found himself in an inverted world where he was the minority, and every action of his was under scrutiny. His presence was inescapable and his actions irrevocable. This was not paradise. It was a microcosm of society with its own unique challenges. Each day brought a new struggle. The isolation, once a novelty, started to feel like a prison. He was surrounded by people, yet he was alone. His voice was the only male voice that echoed on the island, a constant reminder of his solitude. He was far from his home, his culture, and everything familiar. The distance from the mainland was not just physical. It was a chasm of isolation that he felt deep within. The pressures of being the only man were immense. Every decision he made, every word he spoke held weight. He was expected to lead, to provide, to protect, but more than that, he was expected to be the embodiment of masculinity in an island of femininity. This was a burden he was not prepared for. The dynamics of power and control became a critical aspect of his existence. As the only man, he was viewed as a leader, a protector, a provider, but with power came responsibility, and with responsibility came control. The women looked up to him, yet they also held him accountable. This delicate balance of power and control was a daily tightrope walk for him, fraught with tension and uncertainty. The man started to see the harsh realities of his situation. This was not the paradise he had imagined. It was a complex society with its own rules and dynamics. The isolation, the pressures, the balance of power and control all weighed heavily on him. As the man grappled with his reality, he found himself longing for escape, but escape was not an option. Living in isolation, the man had to cope with the challenges of his unique situation. Let's take a moment to try and comprehend this. An island predominantly inhabited by women and he, the only man, a situation that may sound idyllic in theory, but in reality was far from it. His days were filled with a solitude that was both a blessing and a curse. The isolation was deafening, the silence at times unbearable. He was the only male voice that echoed on the island, the only masculine presence in an otherwise feminine world. Yet, he found ways to maintain his sanity and adapt to his unusual circumstances. Nature became his sanctuary. The lush greenery of Pitcairn Island, with its towering palms, the vibrant colors of the tropical plants, and the melodious birdsong, became his constant companions. He found solace in the rhythmic ebb and flow of the sea, the gentle rustling of the leaves, the serene sunsets, and the magnificent star-studded night skies. But the sea was more than just a source of comfort. It was also his lifeline, providing him with sustenance. He became a skilled fisherman, navigating the vast ocean in his tiny boat, battling the elements, and bringing home the day's catch. This connection with nature and the sea not only helped him survive physically, but also mentally and emotionally. The solitude of the island also offered him the opportunity to introspect, to contemplate life and appreciate its simple pleasures. He found joy in the sound of waves lapping against the shore, the taste of fresh fruit plucked straight from the tree, the feel of the warm sand beneath his feet, and the sight of the island's stunning landscapes. In his isolation, he discovered a new appreciation for life, despite its hardships. He learned to cherish the simple pleasures, the beauty of nature, and the tranquility of solitude. He discovered that even in the most challenging circumstances, one could find peace, contentment, and a sense of purpose. In his isolation, the man learned to cherish the simple pleasures and found a new appreciation for life despite its hardships. As the years passed, the man became a legend on the island, his story a testament to the human spirit's resilience. His life, filled with trials and tribulations, left an indelible mark on the island's culture and society, shaping its values and norms in ways no one could have ever predicted. In a world that was predominantly feminine, he became the embodiment of masculinity, showing strength in adversity, resilience in hardship, and adaptability in change. He became a beacon of hope and a symbol of survival, inspiring the island's women and their descendants to face their challenges head-on and to never give up, no matter the odds. His influence permeated every aspect of the island's life. The islanders adopted his practical skills, learning to fish, to build, and to farm, ensuring their survival in an environment that was often harsh and unforgiving. His tales of courage and determination were passed down from generation to generation, becoming an integral part of the island's folklore, a source of inspiration for its people. But the man's legacy goes beyond his impact on the island's culture and society. His life story serves as a powerful lesson about the human capacity to adapt and thrive in the most challenging circumstances. It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, we have the power to shape our destiny, to create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. His story is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, to our ability to persevere, to endure, and to rise above our circumstances. It's a story of hope and resilience, of the triumph of the human spirit over adversity, of the power of one man to make a difference, not just in his own life, but in the lives of those around him. In the end, the man was not just the only man on the island, he was a symbol of endurance and survival, a testament to the power of the human spirit in the face of adversity.